For more than 500 years, the final resting place of one of England's most controversial kings was lost to time. King Richard III, the last Plantagenet, the last English monarch to die in battle, and the man immortalized by Shakespeare as a villainous, power-hungry tyrant, vanished from history the day he fell at Bosworth Field in 1485. For centuries, no one knew what truly happened to his body. Some said it was thrown into a river, others claimed it was buried secretly by monks. But one thing was certain: no trace of King Richard's grave was ever found, until one extraordinary discovery changed history forever. It all began in 2012, in the quiet city of Leicester, England. A small group of historians and archaeologists from the University of Leicester launched a daring search to find the long-lost remains of the medieval king. Guided by centuries-old maps and fragments of ancient records, they pinpointed a surprising location: a nondescript city parking lot. Beneath the painted parking lines and tarmac, they believed the ruins of the Greyfriars Friary, Richard's rumored burial place, might still be hidden. No one truly expected success, but on the very first day of excavation, within hours of digging, the team uncovered something remarkable: a human skeleton buried hastily in a shallow grave. The bones lay twisted, the skull tilted downward, the hands possibly bound. This was no royal burial. It was almost shameful. Yet something about the skeleton stood out immediately. The spine. It was curved, severely, unmistakably, the mark of scoliosis. A detail that perfectly matched historical descriptions of Richard III, whose enemies had long mocked his crooked back and uneven shoulders. The scientists knew they might be standing at the edge of one of history's greatest discoveries. Over the next months, experts from across Britain joined the investigation. Every bone was studied, every clue was tested, and what they found was breathtaking. The skeleton belonged to a man in his early 30s, the same age Richard was when he died. He had suffered at least 11 severe wounds, 9 to the skull alone, sword cuts, punctures, and massive blows that could only come from a brutal battle. One wound, deep in the back of the skull, had likely been fatal, a strike powerful enough to pierce a helmet. Another, to the pelvis, may have been inflicted after death, a final act of humiliation. Every discovery matched the historical accounts of the Battle of Bosworth, where Richard, refusing to flee, charged into the fight shouting, "A horse! A horse! My kingdom for a horse!" before being surrounded and killed. But could these bones truly belong to the lost king? To be sure, the team turned to the power of modern science. Radiocarbon dating placed the remains squarely in the late 15th century, exactly when Richard lived and died. But the most astonishing evidence came from DNA. Geneticists traced the maternal line of Richard's family through 16 generations, identifying living descendants of his sister, Anne of York. One of them, a Canadian cabinet maker named Michael Ibsen, agreed to provide a DNA sample. When scientists compared his mitochondrial DNA to that extracted from the skeleton, the result was a perfect match. After 5 centuries of uncertainty, the proof was undeniable. On February 4th, 2013, the University of Leicester announced to the world, "We have found the remains of King Richard III." The news shocked and fascinated millions. A king lost for 500 years, found under a city car park. Historians wept, archaeologists celebrated, and the people of Leicester lined the streets when the king's remains were finally laid to rest with honor inside Leicester Cathedral in March 2015, just a few hundred feet from where he was discovered. Yet the discovery raised new debates. Some believed Richard should have been buried in York, the city he loved. Others wondered what the DNA findings, which revealed an unexpected break in the royal male line, might mean for centuries of royal ancestry. And then came a deeper question. Had Shakespeare and Tudor propaganda painted Richard unfairly? Was he truly the monster history claimed, or a misunderstood ruler whose reputation was twisted by his enemies? Whatever the truth, the discovery of Richard III's remains gave historians something they had long lost: evidence. It reunited history with science, legend with fact. Today, visitors in Leicester can stand above the very spot where the king's body was found, a reminder that history's greatest mysteries can hide beneath the most ordinary places, from a forgotten grave, beneath a city car park, The story of King Richard III rose again, bridging 5 centuries between myth and truth. And with that discovery, the long-lost king finally came home.